What we're seeing here is the command window, and this is an invitation for us to give commands. For our first command, we'll just do a basic numerical calculation and ask for the value of sine pi by 3. Notice that I typed the word pi to get the mathematical constant pi. The answer is only given with 5 digits, which isn't very many. You can increase the number of digits shown on the screen by typing format long. If you want to change back to the default behaviour, you can type format short. You also can choose not to print the result on the screen if you want to, by putting a semicolon at the end of the statement. This is useful when you need to do a calculation, perhaps as an intermediate step in your work, but you don't need to see the result. It still evaluates the statement, but nothing's printed on the screen. MATLAB has all the arithmetic functions you could wish for, and they're all well documented in the MATLAB guide. Built-in functions are spelled entirely with lowercase and with no spaces or special characters. You can often guess what the name of the function is that you want, and you can always look it up if you need one that you can't remember, so don't worry about that. However, there are a couple of important ones that are worth remembering, such as the exponential and logarithmic functions, which are discussed in a separate video. We'll want to create variables to use in our calculations. This is discussed in more detail in the video about variables, but for now I'll introduce x equals 3. Notice that we have a definition now of a variable x appearing in the workspace, and it tells us the value of x is 3. We can use this variable in further calculations. Suppose that I want to calculate 1 over 4x. If I try what I've written here, I'll get an error, because 4x isn't an allowed expression. If I want 4 lots of the variable x, I'll have to type 4 times x, like this. But 1 over 4 times x isn't right either, because of the order that the calculations are done, which is from left to right. This result is the same as x divided by 4. It's a quarter of x. This is a very common error that students make, and when you have a lot of code to debug, it can be really difficult to spot, so try to understand the order of operations, or use brackets to group terms if you're unsure. To get the correct result here, I could type 1 divided by 4 lots of x in brackets, or I could type 1 divided by 4 divided by x. To test you out, let's have a look at the calculation 1 minus 1 plus 2 divided by 3 times 4. Try to work out what the result of this expression is going to be before I press enter. The answer is 8/3, which is 2.6 recurring. All of the multiplication and division are done first, working from left to right. So it's 2/3 times 4, which is 8/3. Then the addition and subtraction are done, working from left to right. So it's 1 minus 1, which is 0, plus 8/3. We could write the expression using brackets, like this. But sometimes using too many brackets makes things really unreadable, so try not to overuse them.